Ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime. Please enjoy the show.
It's the corner where the trees at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you made it here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfare.
The Chiefs are 1-2, and now it's a heavyweight AFC showdown at Arrowhead as Kansas City hosts Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. The Chiefs enter as home underdogs, 3-point dogs in their own house. You definitely know Mahomes and company are itching to remind everyone who still runs the AFC. FanDuel has every angle covered, from Mahomes' passing yards to Pop and Kareem's rushing yards to have this defense stacks up against Lamar's ground game. Want even more action? Build your own same-game parlay and ride with Chiefs Kingdom all Sunday long. With fast payouts and an app that's smoother than a Mahomes sidearm throw, FanDuel makes every snap feel bigger. And don't forget, every Friday on Chief Concerns, we drop our 5-leg same-game parlay for the weekend, plus JD's 10 keys to victory, breaking down exactly how the Chiefs can knock off Baltimore and get back to 500. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app today and make every snap count. Chiefs as underdogs? That just means it's time to make a statement. Hiring can be just as stressful as watching the Chiefs in a close fourth quarter, waiting for the right candidates, sorting through resumes, and chasing down people who aren't even interested. Well, the future of hiring looks much brighter because ZipRecruiter's latest tools and features help you find the right people faster and save valuable time. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/audio. With ZipRecruiter, you can connect with qualified candidates in minutes, and 4 out of 5 employers get a quality candidate within the first day. So don't wait. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/audio and try it free. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Chief Concerns. I'm Marcus Dash. Right there in the middle is former Chiefs tight end Jason Dunn. And right there on the right is my guy, my brother, Teja Dash. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chiefs are 2-2, and we just kicked the crap out of the Baltimore Ravens so badly that Lamar Jackson ended up quitting, throwing the towel, JD. He didn't play the fourth.
He did, man. He pulled the Michael Johnson. He pulled up limp on that run.
Yeah, I'm good. He's like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, he's like, I'm good. I'm done. I'm good.
Weak. That killed my parlay. That killed my parlay, JD.
Oh, really?
Needed 2 more carries from him.
Oh, wow.
Hey, JD,
what was it? How many carries did you?
Over 7.5. He had, I think he had 5 or 6.
Hey, God. Yeah.
By the way, he easily would have had that if he finished the game.
Yeah. He
he had a heart, he would have had it.
Yeah.
Hey, JD,
Exactly.
Your alteration to my bet would have hit, JD. So everything hit. Mahomes at 270, not 275. So we're 5 yards off from going the clean sweep for 5 for 5 this week. But nonetheless, guys, just domination of a game. I know they hit that home run run play at the end to make it with 37-20 instead of 37-13. But nonetheless, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. From the jump of this game, I know right into the game, it's like a 5-minute drive, they score a touchdown. And we all know Spags is one of those defensive coordinators who lets kind of the game play out a little bit. He wants to see what's cooking before he makes his adjustments. So they score a touchdown. Some people on Twitter are like, oh, no, this is going to be a horrible game. We're going to get dominated by this really good offense. And I'm like, wait for the second drive adjustments. And what happened after that first drive? Just absolute domination, man. Absolute. So touchdown, interception, punt, turnaround downs, fumble, field goal, downs, and then that touchdown at the end for them. But outside that touchdown, that first drive, Spags went to lockdown mode, put the clamps on all those guys. Derrick Henry didn't do anything. Zay Flowers didn't do much until that last drive with Cooper Rush. But I just thought it was a huge masterclass by Spags. I know every week since week 1 we've been saying it's been a huge masterclass by Spags. But I think this week was honestly brilliant the way he was able to stop this offense. And I believe it was the worst game Lamar has ever had against the Chiefs. And this is these prolific offenses they have, supposedly.
Yeah, I mean, it was tough for him. It's a tough road, and when they came out the gate, you're like, okay, here's the Ravens. It's what you expect for them to do. And at that moment, I was sitting there saying, okay, this is going to be a dogfight. That's what we was looking at. And so, like you said, Spags is like, hold on, just listen. What we're going to do, we're just going to wait. We're going to see what they're doing, how they're playing it, and at that point, attack, and attack he did. I think it was brilliant how he went ahead and made sure that he was doing the slow blitzer. Of course, when he was, he would spy Lamar, which that's what you have to do. But also, too, just, he made sure that the defensive line did a great job coming off the football, too. And so, obviously, Chris Jones is playing very emotional in this game. But I think his emotion poured over to the other guys as well. And so all the guys came in, did a great job defensively. We're talking about D-line, linebackers, secondary. Everybody did a great job this game. But for Spags to come in and absolutely just dominate, not just him, but call a game that was very dominating scheme-wise, I think was what took it over the top. And you're talking about Lamar Jackson really quitting on that. When he came up, you can't really tell if he, where he was hurting and stuff. But I know if he felt it like a little tweak, whatever, he wasn't going. Ain't no point going back out there. Not going to do it. I think at that point they done took their heart. So once you take a team's heart, hey man, hey, what do you do? You start doing like this. Hey, Chiefs, throw the white tail. Hey, let's go, throw it in, man. We'll go ahead and pack up, head on back here to Baltimore. So that's what ended up happening. But on the offensive side of the football, we understood what it took. It took, running the football, doing some very things that we talked as far as like the keys of victory that I spoke of. And like I said, look, Worthy comes in, man. He's not a decoy. He's the main character. And so when he comes in, when you see how you have now speed all over the place, and it like went off anyway with the type of talent he had with the wide receivers. Now we added another weapon to the offense. What we did, hey man, that's what it looks like. So I'm just telling you right now, man, everybody better beware. And then Rashee Rice comes back. We just gonna have places just throw the ball all over the place. Protection looked good. The tight ends look good. Wide receivers look good. Juju looked good. Hollywood Brown looked good. Tyquan Thornton looked good. Worthy looked good. The ball boy looked good. The trainers looked good. Andy looked good. The fans, it looked like a good day out in Kansas City, just looking out there on the TV. So other than that, man, everything was beautiful. It was an absolute beautiful game.
Yeah, there's a million delayed games in this game, and I gotta say, Arrowhead was rocking. You could hear it really. Arrowhead was rocking, and I think it got into their head. I mean, that back-to-back delay of games at one point in the game. It was kind of weird that happened. You don't usually see that too much, but gotta love it, man. Arrowhead did their job.
I mean, if you can't get up for that game, you can't get up.
Yeah,
I mean, that's it, right?
Well, it's the reputation the Arrowhead has. Everybody knows it. Look, everybody knows when you come to Arrowhead, the crowd is going to be right there on you. Okay, the acoustics of the whole place. I mean, just the feel of it. They understand that you are coming to the mecca of football. That's what it is. And so, yeah, that was definitely very concerning for them.
Yeah, Teja, did you notice anything that stood out to you defensively today? I know I've seen a lot of praise from Noah Williams. Brian Cook's getting a lot of praise online. I mean, a lot of guys on defense are getting some praise. Anything that stood out to you defensively?
Specifically, no. Karlaftis was in the backfield a lot. Did he end up with a sack? I don't think he ended up with a sack, did he? He had a lot of almost sacks.
I think he had one, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He should have had, honestly, I think he should have had more than that. He was back there a few times. He just missed out. I just think it was the players executed a perfect game plan. I think it's scary that we're pretty young defense, and we have had a lot of new pieces the last couple of years who have played a lot more time. Because, even last year we were a young defense, but we still had the vet in the back with Reid. We don't have that anymore, right? So we don't really have that vet and the tail, the end of the defense anymore. We have a lot of young guys spread around the defense, and it's coming together pretty early for them. They looked really good today. I like the way our secondary looked. Noah Williams, man, I don't say guys getting injured as a positive. I never say that. But the fact that Fulton did miss time and Noah Williams was able to come in and get a lot of experience early on, I think he kind of accelerated his growth a little bit. Some guys, it can do the opposite. It can stunt your growth too, because if you're not ready for that moment and it hurts you and you don't look good, it could really hurt your confidence and slow your progression, or it can speed it up. I think it sped it up in Noah Williams' case. I think he's ready for it. I think he plays like a pro. He had a very pro game in college. It all just depended if he could, if his speed wasn't going to get exposed and he can stay physical without getting, exposed. And he really hasn't for the most part yet. And he's had some pretty tough tests, and they put him out there on an island a lot of times. He's out there alone most times, and he's handling it. He looks good. He positions well. He's my guy, man. I'm glad. I'm really happy for him, and I'm happy we got him. But just overall, a very good game plan by Spags. Like I think Romo said, Detroit kind of copied what we've done in the past, and obviously we've done it really well because they're the ones who copied us. Really scary for the Ravens, because if that is true, and I get you do have to have a certain personnel. You can't just say, oh, anyone can just do what the Chiefs in Detroit did. You can't. Not everyone can just do that. You need to have a certain level of personnel. But very scary for them that 2 weeks in a row, their offense looked a lot of lost against us, but lost at times. But at least with Detroit, they had a catch-up period, right? Where like they were like, oh, they turned it on for a bit. They're like, okay, we're in desperation score mode, and they did it. I think that's what Romo said at one point. I've never seen the Ravens when they're desperate to score. They couldn't move the ball then either. Like they couldn't do it. Like it was that weird period where like, okay, well then they're gonna turn it on now, right? But they just couldn't do it. And I think at that point, that's when Lamar pulled out that flag. He was like, that second and third gear is not there for us today. We don't have anything in the reserves right now. I'm done. I'm out.
Yeah, but it was too much heat in the kitchen, though. That's why. I mean, you couldn't really turn anything on when everything around you it's hot. It's burning up. And so that was one of the things they're trying to figure out now. What do we do when they're bringing pressure from everywhere? Okay. Derrick Henry, we don't have him, so we had to take him out of the game. You almost had to become one-dimensional. And so if you're not running Derrick Henry, he's ineffective. Then you got to obviously put Justice Hill in. And then, of course, you're hoping that the tight ends and, a couple receivers, Bateman and Flowers, going to do a good job. And even then, when you do have that type of pressure, and the guys are coming in, Aminu almost had a sack today. There's a lot of guys that almost had sacks, and I'm telling you, they was breathing down his neck from different places. Tillery came off and made a good play. I mean, and so when you see this compilation of all these guys being on the same page, just playing hard, it's tough for offense, man. I've been on the losing end when you watching the team, and it's very frustrating. You can't move the football. It's like, daggone, what do we got left? What do we need to do? And so you're just hoping guys are going to be able to make a play. And so if your playmakers are not making plays, right? Lamar's not making a play. You don't have Derrick Henry to make a play. It's like, shoot, what do you got to do? What do you turn to at this point? And so I know it was frustrating for them. You can see the frustration when Lamar get on the sideline, he start throwing the helmet. I'm like, oh, that's it. I can tell then when he's really frustrated, he's out of the game, is when he starts doing all that, throwing the helmet down and stuff. That's a clear sign that it's just bad ball from that point on. Really, it really is. So, and think also too. Let me say this real quick. Just
Go ahead.
Think about also as well what it's looked like for the entire season for them. Just the frustration, losing the first game like you did. Then getting your butt beat. Okay, Detroit then coming in. Kansas City. It's like, man, it's a snowball effect. We can't do anything right. Derrick Henry's been fumbling. He done threw Lamar Jackson threw an interception. They got a fumble. I mean, it's just turnovers. I mean, everything just doesn't feel right for them this moment.
Yeah, it's been a Murphy's Law season for them. Everything that could go wrong has gone wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say something about the offense, but first I want to ask you something, both of you, that I've asked in the past, but we've come with 2 more losses since then. And what I asked you before a couple of years ago, At what point do you just think someone owns you? Because now Lamar's 1-5 against us. And
1-6.
oh, that's right. Which one if I come in? One even worse. Now he's 1-6 against us. Like he almost has half a season of losses against the Chiefs. At what point does that? I know the opposite effect for the team that wins thinks, oh, we got them, like they can't beat us, right? But does that also have happened to the other team too, where they're like, he especially thinks, I just can't beat this team, like right? Like at what point do they have some? I think the term is real estate, but really though with him, it's bad.
No, you don't think that. You don't. As a professional football player, you don't think those things. You got to think that this is the time you turn everything around. And if you don't go into the game thinking that, right? Like seriously, if you don't do that mental gymnastics to do those things, then you're definitely gonna get beat. So you can't go in like that thinking like, oh man, shoot, I don't care what they say about me. I could lose 100 games, but this might be the game I do it. This might be the game I turn everything around. And so it's the same thing on the other side, Teja, right? So if you have 6 wins and only 1 loss against him, you can't sit back like, oh, man, we got this team. Oh, no, hold on. We know it's still the Ravens. We still understand it's going to be a tough football team that we play. So we can't just sit back on our laurels and just wait and hoping everything is going to be all right. We can't just walk into this thing. We got to put their work in. And so you just if you have those mindsets going in, that's where you start really, walking on a really, very terrible road. Seriously. I mean,
going into it, sure, I get that because you are a professional and you game plans, a new season, it's a new week, it's a new game, it's a new team, everything. There's so many variables to football that change from day to day, week to week.
Yeah.
But I guess this familiarity to them in game, though, like looking up the scoreboard, seeing Chiefs up by 2 scores, and he's thinking, shit, I've been here before a lot. Do you revert back to habit against a team that has your number? It's like, yeah, I mean, you game plan for it, but when you're looking up and it's like, oh man, I'm here again. Can I get out of this? I never have really gotten out of this before. Can I do it now? I mean, does that create a little more doubt in what I'm saying in your head? Do you automatically kind of like revert back to a loser mentality against a certain team that kind of has your number?
No. Shoot, if it does, then you don't need to be in the NFL.
Well, he didn't leave the game. He did leave the game early, so
I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying that one, and we could say I don't know for sure if he's hurt or not, right? And it feels good, it sounds good, it looks good. Like the guy gave up, he threw in the white towel. But I guarantee you, Lamar, if he had another chance at this thing, I'm sure he would try to go out there and try to win. I mean, that's just, as a competitor. I thought I would find it hard that you would do that. To be honest,
yeah, me too. Because there was a lot. Yeah. There was a lot of time left.
There's a lot of time.
There was a lot of time left.
Yeah.
And they've scored 2-3 touchdowns in the pass in 5-6 minutes.
Yes,
I've seen it before. I've seen them do it before. They've done it against us. They've scored like 2 touchdowns to come back against us in the past, quick. Right. So it can. And even Romo said it seems way out of touch. But it's 3 scores. It's not like impossible. And the score wasn't even that bad at that point. I think they were down by 2 scores at that point. I don't remember anymore. But
I think so. Yeah. Was it?
But 20? Still, it's it's crazy. It's just real fast. Offensively, this is kind of what I was saying. Like after that first game, and I didn't mean to say way before that other guys can't step up in someone's absence, but like. Today, game planning around a Worthy, even if he's not catching like 12, 15 balls, it just opened up so much in our offense. It was just so night and day, and it makes everyone's life so much easier. Kelce looked more like Kelce again. The routes they were able to have, the success they were able to have. I didn't feel like they were forcing it at any time. Like Hollywood's number was called when Hollywood's number was there to be called, right? Kelce's number was being called when Kelce was just like, that was there. It was perfect. I never got the anxiousness from Mahomes back there, maybe like 1 or 2 plays, but he had all day most of the day. Like So
that was
if he couldn't find somebody, it's because there was just nobody open back there because he had all day.
Well, that was the difference. I think it was to be honest with you, because I went back and I watched this last game again, and I kind of shook my head a little bit, and I was just like, "Daggone, am I just being hard? Do I have a false sense of like maybe how good we blocked, or is it I really had to evaluate." Kind of what the offensive line was doing up front. And they were better. They were better in pass protection. Run blocking still is kind of still want more. Still want more.
We'll get to that.
Huh?
So we'll get to that.
Yeah.
I want to be positive first. I want to be roses first. We
yeah. But as far as like the pass protection, absolutely gave Pat a lot of time, and that's exactly what he needed. He needed that. And look, it changes. So last game, he had guys in his face. Okay, we could be clear about that. Okay, so there was some balls he was throwing off his back foot, couldn't really release and then step into some of these balls. That is a huge difference for guys, for quarterbacks, especially. Doesn't matter who you are back there. And so now when he's able to kind of sit back and run a little bit, what he did. He had time. That's something he could have tied his shoe, went up and ordered a hot dog if he wanted to. He could have did all those different things. Yeah. And that was the type of protection that they gave him. And the guys got open. That was another thing too. So even when he extended the play, the scramble drill, he was still hitting guys. And that's where he's the best at, is when he's extending plays with his legs. He's the best.
I would like to see the metrics. I don't think he made a lot of. He didn't make a lot of out of pocket throws, did he? He didn't have a lot of out on the. Most of his stuff came from the pocket today.
Yeah, he drifted some. Yeah, we did, but he would drift to the sideline just to give him another shot for other guys to like kind of get open, and so he would hit. Some guys do it. I mean, it's just what he does, right? There was like clever things.
But my point was he didn't even need to like.
He didn't even need
buy extra time. It was there, and he's not used to that. Just having a lot of time in the pocket. So it was good to see him have time, step up, hit it. Have time, step up, hit it. Just like rhythm. Like being a quarterback again. Not trying to be Superman and make everything happen by like evading 15 rushers all the time.
Yeah. I think they instituted a little bit more RPOs in this game as well.
Well, yeah. That one was awkward to say the least. The one I'm thinking of.
On the goal line?
No, the one where he like fell forward and his knees like kind of like buckled when like that was the you remember talking?
That was like the 5 yard line, yeah.
Okay, 5 yard line, yeah. That was weird.
So obviously we talked about having Worthy back today. That's huge, right? And that was that Nate Taylor report last week, which you referenced, JD, where there was he's saying he was probably gonna be a decoy this week, which was from the get go he was not a decoy. So I don't know where that came from, who his source was on that, but Worthy was awesome today. I love the whole like we talked about on the show, being the Torrey Holt, being the Tyler Lockett, just going down with not taking any contact, just going down, just sliding after a catch or a run when he knows he's not going to get any yards after that. So I love that element of it, having him back in the offense, how that changes things, because Kelce was able to cook, Tyquan Thornton was able to cook, Juju was able to cook, everyone was able to cook, and having him there, having his presence out there allowed other guys opportunities. And one of those guys was Brashard Smith. First drive of the game, he has that miscommunication with Pat on that. I guess Pat wanted him to change his angle on the route there, and it was a miscomm on that. But then the next play, they go right back to him, and he tight ropes down the sideline for like 20 yards. I mean, I just thought today everyone had an opportunity. Everyone really cooked in their own roles today. JD, having a guy like Xavier Worthy, and I know for a lot of these casuals, like the Colin Cowers of the world, who think Xavier Worthy's a gimmick, like gadget player who don't know crap about football, it seems, when they make comments like that. But having Worthy in there, just how important is it to have him back for able to guys like Hollywood and Tyquan, all these other guys to kind of eat and just open up the whole game plan for everybody?
Well, like I said, man, you just put another arrow on the quiver. I mean, that's another weapon that you have in your arsenal. And so when you're talking about somebody that is like, a missile who has the speed that he does, that changes the game plan. It does. You have to account for that type of speed. I mean, you already had speed with Hollywood Brown and Tyquan Thornton, Juju coming in and Travis catching the football. But now all of a sudden you have really a deep threat that has been really his go-to guy, right? I know we try to get Tyquan Thornton to be that guy, but I'm like, Xavier Worthy's a dude. We know that, okay? We understand that. Tyquan is another guy that adds on to that, right, Taze? But hey, we know who number one is. We know who number one is. Okay.
Yeah, he comes back in 2 weeks.
Hey, I got you. Hey, the thing is, because of what they do, this is what we're gonna see, and they all complement each other. That's a great thing.
Beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And it's like, look, and I said this the other day is, because Pat sprinkles this around. He had 9 receivers, 25 receptions, 270 yards, 4 touchdowns. I mean, that's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. Talking about Brashard Smith, he's another one of those weapons, and he's great because he has a running back mentality when he's out there in the open field, right? That's what you want to be able to see. Has he gotten that one where we hand the ball off to him yet? Not quite. I don't think he's there yet. Okay.
No.
So we don't have to use him at that in that element at this moment. What we want to do is put the ball in his hand, wide open field, one-on-one with guys, and then let him just go ahead and go cook. And he did. He looked great out there. And I think it's a little bit more to his style and liking because he does have that wide receiver background to him. So we said this that, if you do get him in where he's actually running the football, it may take a little bit of time. But we have Pacheco, we have Hunt doing those things. Mm-hmm. Hunt is the best third down back in the business, man, short yardage. I'm telling you, seriously. I mean, I'm watching him. I'm like, oh, man, he's going to get it. And he turns, and he's just constantly getting there. He's doing it, man. It's a beauty just to see him work for those 3 or 4 yards. It is, so.
And I think today highlighted because we know all offseason we talk about the depth of the wide receiver room, and even the past few weeks, right? We talk about most teams would be kind of dead in the water without their number 1 and number 2 receiver, and then their number 4 receiver, whatever Jalen Royals is. But not us, because we did have guys like Tyquan, Hollywood Brown, and were talented dudes who could keep us afloat while those guys were gone. But I think today's game, the fact that Royals was activated, as was Xavier Worthy was activated. And we didn't see Jalen Royals. Jalen Royals didn't come in until the end of the game when Minshew was in there. And it really goes to show you how deep this team is. I think I was on the phone with Teja at one point during the game. He was like, man, he's like, the fact that Juju's like our number 4, number 5 receiver is insane because, I mean, like the game-changing plays he makes throughout the game is just wild. I mean, 4 for 36, and I know probably at this rate with these kind of stats, he probably won't blow up the stat sheet at the end of the year when people, want to pick out numbers and say, oh, well, Juju's not good because he only had whatever yardage output is at the end of the season. But what he does, how good he is, how important he is to this team, moving the chains, blocking, doing the extra things that people don't see. It's just in reliable hands as well, and Mahomes trusts him. But just seeing the receivers today with Worthy back and Royals didn't get any burn just shows you just how talented and how deep this wide receiver room is because it's scary. And then in a couple of weeks when Rashee Rice comes back, it's going to be very, very scary. And I think today's game was kind of eye-opening for me. Like, it's one thing to talk about it, but then to see in real time, like, man, like Royals didn't play and he was active, man, and we didn't miss a beat because we have all these guys who they all caught passes in this game too. So and most of them caught touchdowns. Tyquan, Hollywood, Worthy's the only one who didn't catch a touchdown today, but like all of them, made their voices heard in this game.
Yeah, and just think about how many times I think they were talking about going up top at least 6 times. Like when Rashee Rice comes back, I'm like, man, we got to go up top more than that. I mean, shoot, we look like we wanted to do it today. With Worthy, we went back to back, man, go routes. I'm just like, oh, that's what this is supposed to look like. That's exactly how it's supposed to look. And at that point, you got the DBs wide open. They're turning their hips immediately. He had that one like kind of stop route, kind of pushed the corner somewhat, got the ball up. I mean, that's what speed does. That's why speed is so dangerous. Because it threatens everything that you do defensively. It just does. So, like you said, Rashee Rice coming back and all those guys just contributing to what we did today. And like Linda, I think Linda said that. It was Vegas Chief Kingdom. Let me get up to what he said or her. Or was he? Hopefully the Chiefs will be this good on offense against a better defense. Sure, I think they will be. I think they definitely will. And we understand, look, the Ravens, injuries have plagued them. Oh, well, that's how it works. That's how it works. We've been injured. Okay. We ain't asked for no sympathy. So if people in the media want to come out and say those things, and hey, man, by all means, go at that place. Okay. If you want. But, we've been a little shorthanded too. And that's all right. And we still decided to go out there and go play. And so it didn't matter who we had on the field, man. We went out there to go win. And that's how it works in the NFL, period, point blank. So
if there's any kind of, you don't know who's good and bad defense anyway, right? Like we don't know who the good and bad defenses are yet. We have no idea because we moved the ball well against the Giants, and then the next week the Giants shut down the Chargers.
Yes.
So who's a bad defense, right? I mean, we don't even know what that is right now. It's like it's so week to week right now. These teams are still finding out who they are. We just finished or finishing week 4,
right?
So it's. Who hasn't? We have no idea. I mean, Giants going to end up being a top 10 defense with the way their pass rushers play.
Yeah,
and right now you don't get a lot of respect for doing that against them. But in like week 9, people were like, "Man, Chiefs actually moved the ball pretty well against a team that we didn't even know was that good back then, right?" So, you just never know against some of these teams.
Yeah, well, I think tomorrow narrative's going to change, and I'm glad Romo dogged some of the hot take shows. Because tomorrow the narrative's going to change. I wonder what the narrative about the Chiefs is going to be tomorrow and all the shows and stuff. Because last week when we beat the Giants, it's like, we beat the Giants. That team's a disaster. But the Chargers, they've already won the AFC West. So now what are they going to do with the narrative tomorrow? Is it the Giants are actually good? Or what is it going to be? Or the Ravens bad? I mean, I don't know. I'm very curious to hear how they're going to pull it tomorrow.
It's going to be all about the Ravens. The story's going to be the Ravens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Lost season for the Ravens.
Yeah. And if they happen to bring the Chargers in, they're going to say, well, both tackles are out of the game. So, it makes it tough, which it does, but okay. Somebody's got to play.
Chargers going to Charger. That's what happens every year, right? I mean, hey, okay.
Well, in fairness, they were already losing by like two possessions when Alt did get hurt in that game. So I mean, it was trending in the wrong direction before Alt got hurt, but then once he got hurt, then that was kind of the stamp on it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously pass catchers, everyone looked phenomenal. Teja, you want to say anything more about the pass catchers before we move to the running backs?
No, I just think I said my piece about Worthy and how much he opens it up, and I just think when Rice comes back, I mean, Rice, Worthy, Hollywood, Juju, Thornton, Royals. I mean, Kelce at tight end, Rashard out of the backfield. We have a lot of different people to throw to. I think at one point during the game, I told you, Marcus, I was like, man, please give us our full team, our full receiver threats. Like, nothing happened to these guys for the next couple weeks. Let Rice come back. Let me see what it looks like. Let us all see what it looks like. Let them have a few weeks to get it together and learn how to play. And the beauty is, you were just saying a minute ago, with cutting it deep, I mean, these cornerbacks are going to get their steps against the Chiefs, man, because Worthy takes you deep, he's fresh. Worthy takes you deep again, he comes off the field, Thornton taking your ass deep the next play. So when are you going to get your rest? It's just going to we have like a fresh set of guys. Yeah, it's like a platoon of like deep threats that just come in and out, right? Like, and Thornton's a competent deep threat. Like he's going to, it's not just a guy you're just going to have to keep one eye on. You're going to have to make sure you account for him at all times, right?
Yeah, and also another stat that I kind of was thinking about earlier. So Mahomes threw for 4 touchdowns today. The last time he did that was October 2023. So it's been 2 years since Mahomes is almost 2 years to the day, actually. October 22nd, I believe, against the Chargers. To the day for the last time he threw 4 touchdowns in a game. So I know Mike Brennan made a comment about we're slowly starting to see the old school Chiefs offense coming back, rear its head again. And hopefully these guys can stay healthy because, like we said, going into last year, Hollywood Brown, Xavier Worthy, Rashee Rice, man, we could get those 3 guys, be the most explosive offense in the league. We didn't get to see it at any point last year, all 3 of those guys together. In 2 weeks' time, we may get to have those guys together along with Juju, along with Tyquan Thornton, along with Jalen Royals. So it's going to be, man, sky's the limit for this offense. It's really exciting.
You know what would make us absolutely unstoppable? If we had a really good running game.
Oh, God. Okay. Well, yes. 100%.
What? I mean, what?
No, I think you were
Come on
saying
now.
a really good running back, but you said running game, which you're 100%
Running
right
game.
about that. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Okay,
No,
I
that's
mean,
fair. That's true. No, that's
You're
true.
right.
So this question right here, Get on Nerve says, is Matt Nagy still the scapegoat to some people? Absolutely. Yes.
I'm sure he is. Yeah.
Yes, he is. And is it fair to say that? Because when they looked at the stats of 2018 to 2020, okay, I'm looking at it in a different perspective. And what I saw these past couple of years is we're not sneaking up on anybody. We're not. 2018 to 2020, we were very explosive in the things that we did. Very young Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, of course, his explosion. But also, too, I don't think teams really knew how to play us. They just weren't prepared for the things that we had. And now what we've seen in the past few years, it was a lot more dropping back 7 or even 8, in coverage that really gave Patrick pause on throwing some of the football on things he was doing. And so defenses start just playing us differently, right? I mean, after a certain number of years, teams are sitting there saying like, okay, I think I got it. I think I got it. And they keep going back to the drawing board over and over again, okay? Now, obviously, our roster looks different than what it was then. But we would have to say now, okay, wide receiver-wise and all those different things, that we're probably a more explosive, receiver group. We haven't had everybody in, but still with the guys that we have in, these guys are very experienced. They're very fast, probably the fastest receiver group that we've had, the whole time, always. So,
yeah,
is teams still going to think about, playing as a particular way? And I'm going to give you something that we don't do a lot of, okay? And I noticed today when we threw it to Tyquan Thornton, we don't go down the middle enough in passes. We don't. We don't attack like cover 2 when you have the 2 high shell, right? Cover 2's usually safety's on the hash, okay? And they open up and go to the numbers. So that's what they cover. They cover the deep halves of the fields, okay? And usually what you have in cover 2, okay, I'm giving some people some football knowledge. In cover 2, usually have that middle linebacker that covers that deep half, or that deep part of the field, right? That's what he's covering. And so we've seen today they exploited that with Tyquan Thornton. We need to do more of that. We don't really do a whole lot of that because we don't ask our tight ends to run down the middle up the seam like other teams do in cover 2. Travis Kelce has been able to run around and kind of get open, and him and Pat's been, just because they have that great rapport with each other. That's why it looks that way. But if we went like we did with Tyquan Thornton running down the middle, then it makes it a lot harder on teams. Is all I'm saying. Okay. So that's why I think a lot of the difference of where we are of the 2018 to 2020 is we just not sneaking up on people anymore. They've had enough time to kind of catch up to some of the things that we do in our tendencies. Is it Matt Nagy's fault? I ain't going to say it's his fault. No, because everybody keeps saying it's Andy's offense, right? Andy's calling the plays. I heard somebody say, well, I could tell when Matt Nagy started calling the plays. Really? Could you? Yeah, what was the indication for that? Because we didn't score any points? You just think it was because it was Matt Nagy calling the plays in? I just, for me, it's just crazy sometimes to hear those things like that.
If they sell out for the deep ball, Rice is going to eat them alive in the short game.
Yeah, because you see what Juju's doing to them. So it should be maybe a little bit more. So you mentioned the running game today. There were some aspects I liked about it. Obviously, the yards per carry wasn't the best for either one of them. 7 for 35 for 7 for 35 for Checo was good. 13 for 34 for Hunt was meh. But tough yards. He got the first downs. He was getting us the tough stuff, which we love to see. But the one thing that we did talk about for weeks, right? With Blaylock, we talked about it. One of our post-game shows, we talked about it. It seems kind of random, the splits, right? So today, it was the first time we actually saw it was like one series, that's Pacheco's series. And then you'd see Brashard Smith kind of scattered in there. Next series was Kareem Hunt's series, and then you see Brashard Smith scattered in there. And then next was Pacheco. So on. They did that throughout the entire game, which I really love that. And if they stick to that all year and also stick to somewhat of a balance. And by the end of the game, it was pretty much, I think, 33 carries to about 37 pass attempts. So pretty evenly split today. So we got the balance we've been begging for years. But what did you see from the run game? And did you guys like the whole the way they approached the series where it's one series was Pacheco's, one series was Hunt's?
I like that part of it. I did like that. I thought that was probably the better way to go. Because when the guy's cooking, you just let him come in, let him get all the reps until he feels like, hey man, take me out, right? Get a break, let him come back in. But that is your series. So when you come in, that is your series. That gives you incentive also too to sit there saying, I got to make sure I get more yards. Why? Because I want to stay in the game. That's why. This is my series. So I think it helps out. I will get through this film to look at the blocking because I still didn't see holes opened up, like they should. Okay. And it's just, and could it be defensively how they play this? But when the holes are open, I think the guys did hit. I think Pacheco hit some good holes, and so did Kareem Hunt. And as we know, we don't have no 20+ yarders by Kareem Hunt. I was waiting to hit a 20-yarder. I was waiting. I'm like, come on, Kareem. Come on, Kareem. Hit this,
man. He maxed that card out at 7.
That's all right. Hey, that moves the chains.
As long as it takes 6 to get that first down, I'm okay with 7.
That's all it is, man. That's all. Hey, when you put the math to it, it works. But I do want to see, and I'll go through the film when I do the grading of this game. I still want to check out and see what they're doing up front.
Yeah, it was 3.25 per carry from our running backs. It's pretty rough.
Hey, man, it's a win. I'll take it.
Yeah.
3.25. You give how many times? 3 of those is first down. So,
yeah.
What I did love about it, right, that you saw, going under center today, we saw a little bit of that. Handing the ball off from under center was awesome to see. We don't usually see that often anymore. We don't usually see that often around the league, let alone with our team anymore. But we saw that today. Thus, and we talked about it before, right? You're going out and doing play actions when there's no threat of a run game. We saw play action from under center, and we also saw play action or the RPO from from Gunn. So we saw those elements, and the only way that's going to work is if you have a balance. And today, I thought that we checked that part of it at least, right? The run game being a total success. I think we still got work to do, lots of work to do, but at least we're showing a little bit more of a commitment and a little more of a balance to the run game, and I think that's a huge step in the process as far as getting the run game right.
Yeah, but we know at the end of the game, we know he's going to run the football too. I mean, you form in the offense. I mean, you running the ball, you handed it off.
That's true. It did up the numbers a little bit.
Yeah. We're not asking Minshew to come in and toss about 25 times down the field. But even then, toward the end, Pat wanted to get a little bit more. He had a good taste of the Ravens. He wanted a little bit more. And you can see when he came to the sideline.
I didn't want him to have more. I wanted him out.
Well, I'm talking about from him. You could read his lips like, yo, I wanted at least a couple more shots. That's what he wanted. So, and I'm glad. Actually, I'm glad they brought him back in. Because shoot, why not? You still want to work your stuff, okay? And if you're just handing the ball off, which pretty much that's what he was doing, wasn't really throwing it down the field. He was just handing the ball off. That still, creates the element that you're still going to threat. You're still trying to score points. That becomes like a legitimate thing that defenses still have to do. So you don't want them loading the box because, hey, Pat's still in here, right? He may still try to get another TD. So.
So another thing that I saw throughout social media today, it's a kind of continuing conversation. A lot of people say that a lot of Chiefs content creators are afraid to talk about this issue. I don't know why. It's Harrison Butker. Another missed kick from him today, and it's becoming a thing, JD. I think we've talked about it before. Whereas kickers, once they get this thing in their head, and I don't know if it's in his mind or whatever it is, it can be a kind of a thought that can become cyclical, and that can go to games, right? Once you have that doubt in your mind, that shredded doubt in your mind, it becomes a thing where you see it kind of pop up. We saw it a little bit last year, and we thought it was all about the whole that knee thing. He got surgery on it, and whatever. He's fine now. But this year we're seeing at least a missed PAT or at least a missed kick each week now. And what to make of that? Should we kind of have not a panic button, but how concerned should we be on this Harrison Butker situation?
I would say, man, Harrison been so good for so long that you don't have to break the glass yet on anything. And you think it might just be some of his mechanics. And I'm just kind of looking at it. When he took that one from 50, whatever it was, I could tell he pushed it. Immediately when it came off his eye, he pushed it. So was he trying to overcorrect? I mean, it's tough from that distance anyway. So
it was a long kick.
Yeah, shoot. So, but I don't really worry too much about it. You just hope a guy like this who's been doing it for such a long time at a high level, one of the best in the league, he's just gonna go ahead and get it all put together, and you're patient with that. You have to be. So, you ain't looking on the waiver wire, or if you start seeing kickers come in on Monday, like coming tomorrow, like it's like, shoot, and maybe you need to do that. Maybe you need to light a fire under it. Just bring a guy in, a couple of kickers taking a couple of snaps, see what happens.
It was a far kick. It was a long kick.
Yeah.
And I even told you on that one, Marcus, I thought we should have gone. I thought we could have maybe gotten 5 or 6 yards on that to make it an easier kick, and that would have made a huge. He would have hit that kick if it was 5 yards closer. It kind of pushed right before the bar. So if that were like a 4-yard kick, I think he would have iced it. So yards are a big difference, and they should be thinking about that kind of stuff, especially if there is a 3 out of 10 panic on him. Like, you should be trying to get him every yard you can, because it was a long third down, right?
Yeah, well, it was right after we got that fumble from Lamar, and then Pat had taken a sack, and then we had on second down, and then I don't think we got many yards or any yards at all on third down, and then that was the kick on fourth down. So it's a question I've seen a lot of people talk about. It's like, we should have a conversation about this, since it's Harrison Butker. Yes, we the nostalgia, what he's done for the franchise, how great of a kicker he's been, but every kicker does have this. I said it, Vinatieri towards the end of New England, Gostkowski towards the end of New England, Vanderjagt at the end of Indianapolis.
End? Hold on, Mark, he's at the end?
No.
I'm just trying to understand. You keep saying at the end. Is this the end?
Well, I'm saying by the time they cut him, he was having weekly kind of, these guys were having weekly kind of misses where it was a head scratching, kind of like, oh, what's going on here with him? He's always used to automatic.
Yeah, how old is Buckner? Buckner, 28 years old. You talking about getting rid of him? No, I'm just messing with you. I don't know.
He's 30. 30
years old, man. He's a young man as a kicker. Shoot, his legs still good for another 10 years at least.
It should be, but we've seen kickers lose it quicker than I thought they'd lose it. Tucker lost it fast. He went from get across the 50 to can't hit it from 25.
Yeah, with the Butker situation, it was a little bit more.
He was battling something different. He was battling some stuff off the field that knew was going to come to light. I think he knew. It was like,
so he couldn't kick the ball because he was doing some shady stuff off the field.
Well, I mean, it attacks your mental, man. It's your psyche. All kickers guys, their leg and their psyche.
You might have had somebody in the stand like it would sign up like, I know what's going on, Tuck. I know
That man didn't start doing shady stuff the year he became bad. Okay, he was doing shady stuff when he was kicking him from 65. Also, okay, so he was.
You know what? It really started with that whole helmet incident with the Chiefs. That's when it really started.
Coincidentally, it did start around that.
Yeah, he got a little shaky after that, right? Because nobody's like, hey, man, we ain't buying your bull. You're not. Here, grab your stuff, get it up out the way. Okay, all right. This is what it is. So, deal with it. And at that point, man, I guess he realized, like, okay, I'm not really the big guy on campus. No, you're not. Shoot.
I'll worry if this continues and it hurts us when this season ends. That's what I'm
Yeah,
worried about.
100%. I was just more of a conversation just because, it has been kind of a thing every week. It's becoming a pattern every week with Butker. And of course, and I want to say this too. I know he's a fan favorite amongst many of the Chief fans, but, we do like to get on players. People always say, well, he's making so much money to position. He should be better than that. Everyone always dogs Juwan Taylor for that, right? But then Harrison Butker is the highest paid kicker, right? So we should expect more from our kicker. So the same logic people want to apply to different positions, also too with the kicker.
Totally fair. And on that note, Juwan Taylor didn't get his name called. Kingsley didn't get his name called. And if you're not getting your name called as an O lineman, you're doing a good job. So it's easy to forget about them when their names are not being called. But hey, if you're not being mentioned, you're doing something good. So kudos to them.
Yeah. So yeah, I think he gets it fixed, man. Yeah, like I said, man, get a little bit more patience. You start seeing maybe now like a couple more games he's missing. Like, okay, wait a minute. Okay, if he's perfect these next few games, I ain't got no problem. None at all. Somebody talking about bringing Cool in. I'm like, Cool needs to stay where he's at.
No, I'm cool. I'm cool.
I'm cool.
Okay?
I'm cool. Right. We cool. So.
But all right. So yeah, I'm good on that. Butker's obviously fan. He's been great for us. So it's just one of those things. It's been a pattern. So, and a lot of people are talking about it. So
we've given him his flowers many days.
100%.
Sometimes you got to give, he opens his present and it's rocks. Okay. Right. So you have to be consistent.
Yeah.
I'm out there on the field. I'm literally, it's like, hey man, don't worry about it. You good? Shoot. We good. You good. You good, man. Don't worry about it. Shoot. You don't pull this out of many hard spots.
Yeah, for sure.
Straight with me. So
for sure.
Yeah. And that's part of like being with a guy when he is struggling a little bit. Right. This is that part of like, putting an arm around a guy. Like, you good, man. Don't worry about it. So,
yeah. Like, if it was a guy like Spencer Schrader, right, a kicker we've had for a couple of weeks, if he was going through this, there's like, no, you don't have the long leash that Harrison Butker, the equity that Harrison Butker's built up over time, right? But Harrison Butker has built up this equity. So, again, anyway. So guys, that'll do it for us on this post-game show. JD, Teja, before we head out of here, do you guys have anything to say before we head on and watch this Sunday night game between the Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers?
No, man. No, listen. Hey, look, it was a great win for the Chiefs. They came in, dismantled the Ravens like they were supposed to. Knew what's going to happen. I think, man, they hit up on all the keys that they needed to do for victory. I mean, everything looked good. And, it took them some time. Same thing. It was just like, let's get some things going. And I think once they figured it out, man, it was, became smooth sailing. But those are the things you needed to see. And it was great to see Xavier Worthy back. It was great to see Royals back. And this is what we expected going forward. Okay, just getting better and better each and every week. So if we do this against the Ravens, and everybody could say the Ravens defense wasn't all that great, there's still an NFL football team that has some really great players out there right now that played against us tonight. And they had their offense until Lamar Jackson decided to throw in the white towel. Okay. But other than that, man, everything looked good. I think these Chiefs take this win and build on it. That's what they have to do. Still go over the film, see what you did wrong. Okay. Get some correction, and let's just keep getting better. Let's just keep getting better. So, Teja?
I wanted to say thank you to Brown because he muted the game from right before the Chanel interception. So I want to thanks for that victory. And then Baca 87, I completely agree. Very, very nice to have a stress-free game. It has felt like it's been quite a while. Last year with the whole the bingo card season where every game we won a different way. It was nice just to have a old school, flat out, almost puntless blowout.
Yeah. It's weird to see Reza come in. It's like, Reza. He almost hung it up tonight. He's like, Dad, I got to go out there and kick? Okay.
And then one thing I was going to say earlier, 5 of 15 from third, surprising dominant performance overall. It's kind of a rough percentage, but 4 of 4 on fourth down. So that made it up.
Yeah.
Damn, 515. That's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't think I was surprised when I saw that because the 4 of 4 made up for it. Like that was like
So you didn't think about it.
You almost have to mix third and fourth downs, right? So overall, we were 9 of 19, which is an overall push come to shove, a good percentage.
Yeah. And I'll leave us on this. Our special teams, I know Buckner missed that one, but our special teams, Nico and Bashard Smith getting some yards on the return game, that was key too. Just a little bit of field position, that was key. They continue to do things like that and just win the field position game, special teams wise. That's just even more dangerous to deal with the Chiefs. So good win, offense, defense, special teams, everybody tonight. So hats off to them. Great job, guys. Great job.
Baby. Back at 500, baby. Back at 500.
Yes, sir. Other than that, but go ahead, Marcus.
I was going to say, shout out to Ahmed Brown and Teja. Shout that out. Appreciate the contribution, Amda. Appreciate the contribution, Jacob Donnerbauer. Excited for them to fix a small miscues. Team will be dangerous. Rashard Smith definitely needs more RB
Totally
touches
agree.
for sure. Appreciate the contribution, Baca 87 and Jeremy Gallagher, our guy. How about those Chiefs? Love you guys. Appreciate it, buddy. Appreciate all the contributions. Appreciate all the engagement you guys constantly give us. We love you guys. Big time.
Absolutely. Okay. Thank you all. Well, look, we'll see y'all tomorrow night after I get the grading in. It should be an easy show to grade. Obviously, I'm going to break this thing down. I don't hardly give out A's, but if there's going to be some A's, but from what I see in this game, given out. But other than that, man, we will see y'all tomorrow night.
A's, okay.
Maybe. I don't know, Teja. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you already scaled it back.
I know it. I'm like, hey.
I was about to give you the Gary Payton gif.
Hey, yeah. I don't know. Hey, look, right now, I'm happy we won the way that we did. So I'm already looking at A's right now, but I'm gonna mark it.
When the emotions calm down,
yeah, like
the teacher glasses come on.
Yeah.
It's gonna be down to a B plus at best.
Right.
I mean, he's given out one A so far. It's A- last week for the linebackers. So that's the only lone A- we have, the lone A we have in the season so far. So let's see if he can boost that a little bit. We're getting down to the end of the first quarter, so these guys need to get their grades up a little bit.
Yep. Yeah, true. Progress reports are coming out soon.
Yeah,
they are.
Doing their homework, man. It's looking better. So progress.
But all right, guys. Well, we'll see you guys tomorrow night, 8:15 Eastern Standard Time, right here on Chief Concerns for JD's grades. Take it easy, everybody. Hope everyone has a good weekend. Rest of your weekend. Love y'all.
Love you guys. All right, y'all take care. Love each other the way you're supposed to. That's the way we're supposed to do it. We'll see y'all later. See y'all tomorrow. Chiefs Concerned family and Chiefs fans out here. Hey, keep supporting your boys. Okay? They doing it. All right. We're going to get this thing done. All right. Love you, fellas. We'll see y'all later.
Love you, JD. Love you guys.
All right.
Delete Me makes it easy, quick, and safe to remove your personal data online at a time when surveillance and data breaches are common enough to make everyone vulnerable. Look, data brokers are out here making a profit for your information. Your name, your phone number, even details about your family can be compiled and sold online. That's why protecting your privacy is so important. The New York Times Wirecutter even named Delete Me their top pick for data removal services. As someone with an active online presence, I've seen firsthand how valuable it is to take control of my information. Knowing my private data isn't floating around on dozens of shady broker sites gives me peace of mind. So here's the deal. Take control of your data and keep your private life private by signing up for Delete Me. Now, at a special discount for our listeners, get 20% off your Delete Me plan when you go to joindeleteme.com/pro. That's joindeleteme.com/pro, code PRO.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.